Hey guys, in this video we are out in the garden and I'm gonna tell you how to crash wisely so you don't get shoulder injuries, and then I'm also gonna show you my shoulder rehab routine that I do every morning 5 days a week after I've crashed unwisely. Okay? And we're gonna use a rubber band and gravity to rehab the shoulder. But firstly, before we talk about the rehab, let me tell you how to crash so you don't get shoulder injuries. And of course this is easier said than done, but let's talk about that. So one of the main reasons you get shoulder injuries is if you're flying through the air and you're landing with your elbows first hitting the ground, because that transfers all the impact into the shoulder joint and probably dislocates it and tears a lot of stuff. And that's a bad situation. I've done this a couple of times, sadly, so I have the experience of rehabbing my shoulder. But that's good for you guys, because then I can share it with you. So now let's talk about how to crash properly. Instead of landing with your elbows first, try to land with your hands first and impact it like if you were gonna do a push-up, okay? And if you're flying through the air, shoulder first like this, try not to land on your shoulder. Try instead to twist your upper body and land flat on the back. And landing flat on the back, if you're flying through the air, is something you can see a lot of the top pro riders, especially in America, I've seen they do it, like Eli Tomac. I've seen him crash and he intentionally twists his body so he lands smack, flat on the back on impact. So you distribute the impact across your whole back on a big area instead of just smashing your shoulder into the ground and completely destroying it. And for that reason also, a lot of the top, or most of the top pro riders, they don't use neck braces anymore, because the last thing you want when you're landing smack on your back flat is to have like a big bulky piece of material. It's almost like landing on a rock. It's transferring all the impact force to your upper back, and on the early generation neck braces it'll actually like transfer it straight into your spine, which you can do the math whether that's clever or not. Anyways, now let's get started with the shoulder routine. So every morning it only takes 5 minutes to do my rehab training, and I simply start by doing some press-ups like this. And the whole idea about all this rehab stuff is to go through as much range of motion in as many different angles of movement as possible. Okay, so just do this to whatever degree you can do without insane pain. It's okay if it's uncomfortable, okay? But I do about 20 of these, okay? And then after this, then I do like this, and again changing the plane of movement like this, full range of motion. And it's okay if you can hear my shoulders clicking a bit, that's very normal. Okay, so that was that. And then I do rotation of the joint, or it's actually not exactly rotation, but moving in circles. We'll do rotation after this. Okay, and then bigger and bigger circles. And then here stop, and then the other way, the other direction around. And then smaller and smaller circles. And try not to do it too fast. Like, it's almost like the slower you do these movements, the better, because then you're using the muscle to control the movement instead of momentum. Okay, and then end with small circles. Okay, and at this point, actually you should feel like a good burn in the muscles, like you're actually getting almost like a pump, like if you were in the gym. So just relax for 30 seconds before you continue, just like if you just did a hard set. And now it's time for the final step, which is with the rubber band, okay? And this is not a really tight one, it's quite easy to pull. So find a thinner rubber band, okay? And now we're training the rotator cuff, which is maybe one of the most important stabilizing muscles and really important to have a healthy shoulder joint that doesn't get injured easily. Okay, so I step on the rubber band to a degree where it's possible to do around 20 to 30 reps, where you rotate now the upper arm. Maybe I'll step a little bit to the side here so you can see better. So I'm gonna do 2 sets of this. So actually 2 sets on each side, so that's total 4 sets, okay? And just keep going until you get a good burn. The first set is gonna be a lighter one, and then the second set is gonna be a lot harder. Okay, so that was the first one on the right. And then I step to a similar degree on the left. Actually, this one was my most recent injured shoulder. So for most of the time, I was stepping on the rubber band, so it was a lot easier to do this for me on the left side because it was injured. But now finally, I fully recovered my shoulders using this routine. Or I fully recovered the left shoulder. So now I can do the same amount of resistance on each side. Okay, so that was that. So now we're doing the final 2 sets where we make it harder by stepping further in on the rubber band so it gets tighter, okay? So basically so tight that you can only do around 10 to 15 reps, okay? And remember, it's all about keeping the elbow joint in the same location in 3D space, so to speak. So it's just rotating around the same point or pivoting around the same point. And then when you got a really good burn, and that's it. There we go. So now done for the right side, and then last set on the left side. Okay, done. So try not to end up crashing and injuring your shoulder. But if you do, this shoulder routine can probably still help you build a stronger shoulder. So if you like this video, make sure to give it a like. Share it with a friend if you think any of your friends could learn from this. And in any case, thank you for watching and see you on the next one.
To watch the full version of my advanced riding videos and support the development of this channel, click the join button below and become a member. And thereby you will get access to exclusive videos where I go through the most advanced skill levels and also explaining things from a physics standpoint, because I have a background in science and thereby studying physics, so I'm able to explain actual riding technique and the mechanics of riding, also bike setup, in a way that you don't see on many other channels. Also, I share my own step-by-step methods on how I track my own progress and riding technique development. So if you're interested in that, consider becoming a member and clicking the join button. And if you like tropical island holidays, visit fitcamp5.com for my 2-time TripAdvisor award-winning training camp, where we train fitness and action sports together while learning to live a healthy lifestyle and, maybe most importantly, have fun at the same time. And if you're really serious about improving yourself, you should definitely check out my full online courses, where I share step-by-step programs on how I developed my own routines over the last 12 years as a CEO, working in 4 different countries, while being a successful competitive athlete with more than 20 years of experience in fitness and nutrition. Check the link in the description for that. And in any case, thank you so much for watching. Have a great day, be awesome, believe in yourself, and see you on the next one.